Hello everyone, this is Bentley from Kent, Washington, and today we're going to do a few updates around the fish room, starting with the plant grow tank. Now if you follow my Instagram, you will know that I did a major trim on this tank where I kind of reset half of it, and you can see the difference really obvious here where you've got like the real tall jungly half. And notice this spot here was where the Piptos Batha Ridley used to be. I've removed that. It wasn't doing so well, so I took it to a different system to give it a little bit better kick. And then here's the area that's been replanted. You've got Pogostemon Kimberly, Alternanthera reinekii, there's some Ammonia gracilis in the back there. There's Limnophilia balam, all sorts of other stuff. In the back you can see Pogostemon erectus. The far right here, and I'll come up over the top in a sec, you're going to see Ludwigia glandulosa. It's a really awesome Ludwigia. Takes a long time to grow, and to get it to where it is now has taken me, I think like 6 months. I mean, it's slow. Very, very slow, but it's a really cool plant. But this is something I suggest in Plants for Profit, and I'll go over it in a more detailed video here soon. But every once in a while, toward the end of summer, I think is generally the best. Find all your best trims, take your young plants, get the ones that have the best root system start or the best health and color, replant them, start over. Now, let's check in on the rainbows. It's been about 2.5 months since we've looked at all the baby rainbows. And as you can see, they look a lot more like rainbows right now. Other than there's not a lot of color yet. Rainbows are super slow. You're talking at least 6 to 9 months before you really start seeing early adult colors in them, but the body shape is more recognizable. These guys here are the Calirums. These came from Lucas Brett's, but everything else has been in the fish room the whole time. So as we go through these, we'll zip down. Here's the Parvas, for example. You can see how much bigger these guys have gotten. And you can see the one little guy that's in there is a little slower compared to the rest, but they all look like rainbows, just no color yet. The Running Rivers, of course, doing awesome. Tons of them. You can see them all chasing all the little brine shrimp that's in there. All these guys this is right after I fed them live brine. And then finally, this is the Goldii and Axelrodi tank. Now, the 3 largest Goldii came from Lucas Brett's. That was a trade. We did some of my Moscow guppies for some rainbows. But I want to show you 2.5 months ago to refresh you guys. This is the last time I did the update on the rainbows using this footage here. This is the same Axelrodi Goldii tank. And aside from glare and dirty front glass, you can see how tiny these guys were, right? When these were still very young, and this was still... I think these were all about 1.5 to 2 months old at this point. But you can see the difference, right? Look how tiny they are. It's hard to even get the camera to focus on them. I have to focus on other things and hope it's good enough. If we come top down, you see these little specks floating about comparatively. But in 2.5 months, which is what we're looking at between then and now, you can see very dramatic results. So what's the key here? Other than rainbows grow slow and it's just time, live brine shrimp. These guys get live brine daily. And as you can see, there's a good amount floating around there and they're chasing it and nibbling like crazy. This is one of the best things to speed the growth of your young rainbows, other than, keep them at, say, the 81 to 83 degree range, but live brine, it's basically a necessity. Finally, we really can't do an update without looking at the guppies, right? it's kind of the necessity in the fish room. But these guys were also eating live brine. I thought it would be fun just to kind of watch them chase some live brine around the tank as we kind of pan through. And you can see just how kind of lush and grown out a lot of the plant growth has gone. We went over this in some really good detail in the evolution of this tank. But even between then and now, you can see there's, the Stargine repens is a little more dense. There's the swords just getting bigger and bigger. Those child plants, when we'll pan out here in a second, you can just see these massive child plants up in the upper left-hand corner that have grown off that stem there. And then just, of course, the horde of guppies and crypts and all that kind of stuff that's in here. Tank's doing super well. And overall, I think it's good to just give you guys a few updates so you know kind of what's going on. It's hard to constantly do the same thing. In the case, I don't want to update you every week with the rainbows just because they are such slow growers. So hence why it's been about 2 months, but we'll go back, we'll look at them now, and you can see very dramatic results, which looks really amazing to see when you get that kind of gap. And then, of course, the guppies being a fan favorite. They kind of just have to go on all the time. Anyway, guys, just a short update. I'll have some more stuff later this weekend, including a new Plans for Profit video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome.